Hi, this is Dave Soloway, and in this video we're going to talk about the Polygon farm. The Polygon farm is within the Walking Farm app. Again, you have to download the app from the App Store and have a username and password from Premier Services. So now we're going to go ahead and click on the app. We have to log in using our username and password, and then we log in. And we come to the menu again, just like we did in the other video. And we've already talked about My Farms and the Walking Farm. In this video, we're going to talk about the Polygon farm. So let's go ahead and click on the Polygon farm. Now, when we clicked on Polygon farm, it opened up and gave us a map and gave us the location of where we are. What we want to do is we want to put in an address of where we want to do our Polygon farm. Once we put in our address, we hit go. It takes us to an area. This is the area that we want to do the Polygon farm. Now the Polygon farm is a little different than the Walking farm. Remember, in the Walking farm we took our finger and drew a line through the houses in the order that we wanted to walk the farm. In the Polygon farm we do it a little differently. We go from point to point to point to point. So let me demonstrate that. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the Start Polygon red button down in the left corner, and we're going to go point to point to point to point. Now we've done 3 sides of our polygon, and of course we want to close the polygon, but we don't want to do it manually. We don't want to touch the 2 lines together. We want to let the app close the polygon for us. So we hit the Close Polygon button, and it closes the polygon for us. Now this should give us every property within that blue area, that square that we drew. So what we do is we click Next. We're going to name this farm. I'm going to call it Polygon Farm 1 and hit OK. And what it's doing now, it's counting out the properties within that farm, and it's giving me a turnover rate for both 12 and 24 months. In this case, they're both 4%. I'm going to hit Next. And now what it's doing, it's going out and getting me all the owner-occupied and renters. Green houses are owner-occupied, red houses are renters. Zoom out a little bit, I can see the whole polygon here. I see there are 2 renters. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to menu. This is going to take me back to My Farm, and it's going to show me all my properties in list view. Now all the features from this point on are the same as in the Walking Farm, so I'm not going to demonstrate them. There are a couple other things though I do want to show you. For example, stats. In the Polygon farm, if you click on the top right corner, you click on stats, you notice that there is one thing different. They do have the turnover rate on the Polygon farm. So it's the same as the Walking farm on the top, but does have the turnover rate at the bottom. There is one other thing I want to show you, and if you click the back button here, go back to My Farms, and then click on My Farms, we do have a rating system, and we rate each farm from A to D, A being the best, D being the worst. We take a couple things into consideration. One thing is how many gold farm properties are within that farm, and the other is what the turnover rates are of that farm. There are a couple other features, but those are the most important. Those are 2 biggies. There is one important note that I want to make, and that is that you do have to let the polygon close itself using the blue Close Polygon button. This is contrary to some other websites. Some websites want you to touch the 2 ends and then it locks into place and closes the polygon. This app does not do that. Let me demonstrate what happens if you don't do it correctly. So I'm going to exaggerate a little bit. I'm going to hit Start Polygon. I'm going to go from point to point to point to point, and I'm going to overshoot a little bit, exaggeration. But this could happen if you try to get them really close. This is what's going to happen. And then you hit Close Polygon. You get 2 areas, the big one on the top left and the little tiny one on the bottom right. Now this little one on the bottom right is the one it's going to check. And you're going to come back with 0 properties. If you click Next, it's going to come back with 0 properties. So you do have to let the polygon close itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear the polygon. Again, we're going to hit Start Polygon. We're going to go from point to point to point to point, and then we hit the blue button to close the polygon. Now we just have one square, and we're going to get a better results by letting the app close itself. I want to say thank you for listening and have a great day.